So, Laura MacDonald, welcome to the interview podcast, blah. Where are you in the world?
I am in Islay.
Oh.
I'm on holiday.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, do you remember the best gig ever that became the worst gig ever that we did in Islay?
No. I have talked about you a couple of times since I've been here. I remember something else about Islay.
What was that?
I remember that you were a little bit late for a gig once.
Oh, with your ex-husband?
No, with your brother. Remember we were doing a gig, I was very pregnant. Oh no, I do remember another thing, that another experience we had together in Islay. But yeah, no, you got I were late for a gig once, which was the funniest thing ever because you couldn't find the venue, which was on the main road. And there's only one road in Islay.
And I was there, but I was lost.
On the one road in Islay. Brilliant. We were talking about you the other day.
Was the RSPB Centre?
Yeah, like No, it's the Arts Centre place that's right on the water. Yeah.
Well, the one I was remembering was it was the Lord of the Isles ruined house.
I remember.
Right on the beach. And we were doing this duo. I was playing Baran and you were playing. I think you were pregnant then as well.
Very pregnant, yeah.
And when we started playing, the sun was setting and it was incredibly beautiful. And there was about 100 people sat on grass in this incredible location. And it was like, this is the best gig ever that's ever happened, ever.
Mm-hmm.
And then the midges came out.
It was
and started attacking.
It was like a horror movie. Do you remember? They just kind of rose up from the floor and people started like running. Yeah, it was like
it became the worst gig ever.
Yeah. Run!
We kind of ran as soon as we finished playing. We like ran literally for our lives.
Mm-hmm. And we were like another set of people to play. Remember?
Yeah, Trugvi, Siem, and a guy on accordion.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently, he played the whole gig, the saxophone player, and then right at the end, he went like that and got a big laugh.
Do you remember before the gig that we were down there and it was like quite a walk to the gig?
Yeah.
And I was 7 months pregnant and needed to go to the bathroom and I couldn't go. Remember that? Do you remember that? And I made you go with Baran to play your Baran while I used the no facilities of the ruin. And you had to play the Baran so that I knew I could hear you where you were. I was out in the open.
You were being behind a wall, like al fresco.
Yeah. Yes. I had no option. I was enormous and I had no option. So, yeah, it's fun days, Tom. Fun time.
You had me playing the Baran so you knew I wouldn't walk in on you, or...
Yeah, so I could know that you were far enough away. I could get on with business, you know?
Well, delighted to help. So what are you up to these days? I know you kind of obviously you are a jazz superstar and then you became a cooking superstar. So where is it all? A couple of years down the road.
Yeah, I mean quite a lot of things. I'm still doing some cooking. I haven't really pushed it too far, but I'm still keeping my hand in there. I mean, I cook all the time. You'll see from my Instagram page that I cook all the time. But, you know, I still think I've kept the essence of why I started cooking in the first place, which was just to kind of feed people that I love and who are my friends and that I want to feed, you know. So, but I have done quite a lot of food styling and I still do a lot of kind of product demonstration things and all that sort of thing. So I'm really still enjoying it. There was talk of me doing maybe a pop-up restaurant in Glasgow and Edinburgh, so I'll keep you posted. If that.
Yeah.
And apart from that, I've been doing lots of gigs. I've been playing a lot with Zoe Raman, and I'm in my second year of teaching on the jazz course at the RCS. which is really great. I'm really enjoying that. I feel that, yeah, just to teach students who are like killing it, it's just brilliant. I'm loving it. So it's really great.
Has the teaching changed how you play or practice or anything like that?
Yeah.
And talk us through how that works.
Well, I mean, I think that, you know, I mean, you know, you've had kids. Life's a little bit hectic, you know, and you know what, I think it's really made me focus, because you've always got to be on top of your game. You know, they're so good, these students, that I mean, really, every week they're impressing me, every single week. And yeah, I'm doing a lot of ear training at the RCS, so yeah, it's great. That I always loved ear training anyway, you know, when I was at Berklee and stuff, but it's been really great to kind of come up with coursework, and I feel just, you know, so I feel inspired, you know, and I think that that's really a great side effect.
You're inspiring yourself. That's what's,
Yeah.
you're so good that you're inspiring yourself.
The music's inspiring me. The music's inspiring me. I feel like more than anything, I've kind of got my mojo back, you know.
Okay.
You know, I feel like I've found that, you know, not that it ever had gone away, but you know, life sometimes gets in the way, I feel, of a lot of things, and I feel like I've got my full passion back for it, you know.
Great.
So, which is always good.
Because I've been teaching at Napier, and it's not a jazz course, but there's some really great. I'm teaching drums, obviously, and there's that thing of kind of stuff that I've been working on, but because I'm teaching it to other people, it makes you sort of think it through a bit more. And also, I'm teaching some people for 4 years, so I'm thinking, wow, I'm gonna have to come up with 4 years worth of stuff for these people. Holy crap, that's a lot of stuff. And so it's made me kind of really, I've actually sort of, it's made me kind of take the way I think about teaching and playing quite a bit further, and it's affecting my own playing in a really good way. I don't know if that's happening to you.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I think it makes you better. You know, we first met. Well, not first met, but during our kind of first stages of our friendship, we were in education when I just, you know.
Yes, that's right.
And I mean, you really inspired me as an educator.
Really?
Yeah, because
well, you inspired me as an educator too. So
that's why we were so good.
We were good.
We were
until we got fired.
I know, but you know that happens. But yeah, I you know, you really inspired me, because your kind of approach to your approach being a human being is so amazing to be around you, you know. And I kind of always have thought about that. Like, I want my students to want to come to their classes every week, because they leave feeling, wow, that was amazing, you know. So that's my kind of continual ethos, and you know, trying to pass on some sort of inspiration.
Well, I decided that my fundamental job with my drum students is to make them love practicing.
Yeah.
Because if you love practicing the drums, then you will definitely become a better drummer for sure. But also you'll have a lifetime of joy. And, so there's this brilliant interview with Steve Gadd, came out last year, and he's like in his 70s, and you can tell he still loves practicing the drums after all the things that he's done. He's had this incredible career, and he's such an amazing drummer, but you can tell he's still, so he was really excited because he'd been playing on his kitchen table during lockdown and had invented this new paradiddle, and he was totally buzzing talking about this paradiddle. And I thought, wow, I think I'm going to be like that. I just know I'm going to be like that. Just still, because I still feel like there's so much to get together, and you know, I'm only like 10% of the way through it.
Yeah, I know. Does it ever end? You know, it doesn't.
There's never going to end.
No.
Because there's not enough. There's so much. The more you learn, the more you don't know, really, isn't there? Like, in a way.
Yeah.
So.
So it's brilliant. Yes, I'm really enjoying that. I'm really enjoying that.
Now, one of the things that we did when we were running NIJOS together that I talk about quite a lot was I remember we talked a lot about that NIJOS and bands like that tended to be, in terms of gender split, they tended to be pretty 50-50 up until a certain age. And then the number of players going on to become professionals was massively skewed towards boys, whatever, young men. And a lot of the girls dropped out.
Yeah.
And I remember we had this weekend up in Aberdeen, and there was a jam session the first night, and none of the girls got up, and all the boys got up. And you, as far as I remember, you took the girls into a room and gave them a talking to. Do you remember that?
I vaguely remember it, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And you just got to get up there. Is that what? Do you remember what you said?
I can't remember what I said, but you know, this is something that, you know, I've seen for years and years, and there has to be so much more research done into why there is a kind of teenage age that girls who seem to be interested in jazz just kind of opt out. You know, I have to say, I really do think it's dramatically better. You know,
It was.
The equality is definitely getting better. I mean, the course at the RCS there are loads of great females playing there now, and I think that for me going there, I really felt for a lot of years that there needed to be a female role model there that wasn't a singing teacher. You know,
yeah.
There needed to be an instrumentalist there that could stand up with all the guys and play. You know, and I mean, for me, I've never really thought of music or playing honestly as males and females or men and women. It's never been that for me. It's always just been about the music. But it's so nice when you play with a great female musician. You know, like I've been playing with Zoe Raman, and it's a kind of beautiful, kind of spiritual thing when we play together. We've got so much understanding of each other's lives, and you know what it is to bring up young children, and you know we've just got so much understanding that we appreciate each other's music so much. You know, I do think it's getting better, but there's still a long way to go, I think, with it. You know,
I feel the same playing with male musicians. I mean, we have this understanding of what it's like to enjoy beer and stuff like that. Sorry, that was just a stupid joke.
It's just about the music for me, though, you know. But there are so many great musicians out there, both male and female. You know.
But do you think that? I mean, I totally agree with you that the role model thing is really important, and the reason why. So I think you being at the RCS is really important, and I'm really glad that you're there. And do you think that the change because there was quite a long period where there were very few girls at the RCS, and when did the change happen, as far as you know?
I don't know. I mean, I think that in Tommy Smith's youth orchestra, there's always been girls, so I think it's one of those things that, you know, it's almost like I remember when I was at school, and I don't know if it was the same for Phil. But, you know, not many people played the saxophone. I mean, nobody played the saxophone when I was at school. And I saw someone playing the saxophone in a gig and wanted to play the saxophone. And then within
on the gig?
I can't even remember. It was a local gig or somewhere. But I just loved the sound of it. And, of course, there was a lot of jazz playing in my household, you know. But 4 or 5 years after I started playing the saxophone, and I mean, my music department teacher told me I couldn't play the saxophone because I was a girl.
Wow.
He went outside of school to get that saxophone, you know. And 4 or 5 years later, there was about 52 female musicians in the school, all playing the saxophone, you know. There was like 52 girls playing the saxophone.
Because of you?
because I started playing the saxophone like a few years before. You know? Excuse me, that's my washing machine in the background. If you can hear anything.
You are, and you always will be, and you always were an influencer. So,
well, you know, I'm not trying. I'm trying to be an influencer on Instagram and my cooking page, but I'm not trying to be I'm really not trying to be an influencer with jazz. You know, I'm just trying to be good at music and be the best I can be as a saxophone player and a musician. That's it.
You are coming to Playtime in a
Yeah.
couple of weeks. So, do you know what you're playing? What music you want to play? Have you thought about it?
Well, I think I'm going to bring. I think I'm going to bring a couple of original charts. Okay. I'm going to pick some music that floats my boat, and that's it, really. So, okay. And I can't wait. I'm really looking forward to it because it's been a long time.
Yeah. So are we. We have tried though.
You have really tried.
I mean, you know, many people would have just given up.
That you kept trying. That really, really does actually mean a lot to me. So thank you.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes you just didn't even reply. You know, when I asked, and a couple of times you just texted, "Who is this? Why do you keep texting me?" And then I had to send a photo, and he went, "Oh, is that okay? I remember." Is there anything that you're doing you'd like the massive Playtime audience to go and look at, or come to see, or listen to online?
I'm playing
or cook.
Well, I'm playing with Zoe Raman on April the 8th and something on April the 9th, but that might be before this goes out. I'm not sure, but
well, I'll make sure this bit's in the interview that goes out on Thursday.
Right. So I'm playing with Zoe Raman on April the 8th. I'm playing in Glasgow at the Glad Cafe on April the 9th. And then, of course, I'm playing with you guys. And just keep up to date on Instagram at Laura Michael Cooks and at Laura MacDonald Jazz or Laura MacDonald Sax. I need to learn that one. I think I've got two, actually. But, yeah, just...
two Instagram accounts. You've got two Instagram accounts for your two lives.
Yeah, for my actual two lives. Yep. And
have you've never done a playing while cooking thing?
Oh, it was so good. We did
you did the jazz festival.
We did it, yeah. It was the funniest thing ever. And
what did you do?
Well, I had made sticky toffee pudding and previous to the gig, and I'd put it in like individual things. And we did a whole gig of tunes that were related to music, that were related to food. Yeah. Tangerine, and on the gig I made honeycomb live.
Wow.
While the band played, and we talked about music, and the audience all got to taste some sticky toffee pudding with honeycomb on it and orange. It was brilliant. It was great.
Are you going to do more of that?
I would love to do that, you know.
You know, I went to see this, there was this really cool French group called ARFI, ARFI, which stands for Association pour la recherche d'un folklore imaginaire. Which means, do you understand that? I guess you would, it means an association for the research of an imaginary folklore, which is, you know, quite French. And they're from Lyon, which has a very particular cuisine. And they did this gig in the assembly rooms in Edinburgh. And as you walked into the gig, there was this amazing paper sculpture, and these hands coming out with a plate of food, like Lyonnais food. It was absolutely delicious. And so you walked into the venue and got handed a plate of food, and it was awesome.
Listen, you know, it's a really valid thing that should be researched more. You know, our lives are filled with cooking. Yours are too.
Absolutely.
I hardly know any musicians that we work with that don't love cooking.
Yes.
It's like the same thing. It's the same thing, cooking. And everybody, you know?
Yeah, well, my wife doesn't think much of my cooking.
You're a good cook.
I know. I know. I mean, you know, she just doesn't. Hands it off.
He must be amazing then. You're good.
She's good at soup. She makes a really good soup. Yeah. Anyway, on that note, I'm gonna have to go. So love you so much, and see you soon. And have a lovely holiday, and thank you for coming on. And we'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Great. Can't wait.
Bye.